What's up, everybody? Welcome into Friday morning ahead of week 3 in the NFL. The season is underway. Life is good, and we're starting to see some season trends here. And this is a huge week, I think, for a lot of teams because you hate to dig yourself into an 0-3 hole, and you definitely want to go 3-0. You got some big matchups. I want to list a lot of cards of guys that are in absolutely smash spots this weekend that I think could absolutely blow up on the field, which will send a lot of demand for their rookie cards. People going to eBay trying to jump on those buy it nows. And so one of my favorite things to do recently is to list in a buy it now format to capture those impulsive collectors and investors that gotta have it right then and there when they see the player blow up on the field, make those big highlights, have that huge game on a big market winning team that's got a really good season-long trajectory to make the playoffs. And so those are the guys that we're seeing a lot of demand for right now. And I definitely want to have my cards listed in a buy it now format, ready to go. A lot of these guys I bought before the season even started, so I'm already looking at taking profits. That's the beauty of it. If you list it in an auction, yes, you're going to force that sale. You're definitely going to make a sale, but you run the risk of that auction not ending at the right time and people being distracted and not looking at it and it going under market value. And I see auctions end like that every day. And so auctions are great for buyers and investors right now. But in 95% of cases, depending on the card, right, and the scarcity around the card and when you have the auction ending, in 95% of cases, they're going to go under market value compared to what you could get in a buy it now. So let's look at the key matchups this week. I've got 4 matchups this week that are slated to blow up, and there's players from each matchup that I want to talk about listing right now, selling high this weekend for a profit. So let's dig in. So the first matchup I want to talk about, the first group of guys I want to talk about selling are players from the Arizona Cardinals and players from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And more importantly, this game features 2 quarterbacks on opposite ends of the spectrum entering week 3. Kyler Murray is one of the leading MVP candidates through 2 weeks, ranking 2nd in the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns for the 2-0 Cardinals. His 9 big-time throws are tied for the most in the NFL with Derek Carr, another surprising, overperforming quarterback up to this point in the season, whose rookie cards have also gone up tremendously since the start of the season, which is just another indicator. I want to point out that the rookie card market for football cards is performance-driven, so long as your team is winning. There's a critical component there. The market size has to at least be decent, and your team has to be winning. You have to be on a season-long trajectory for the playoffs. On the other side, you've got to think that Trevor Lawrence finds a way to get it going against a very soft Arizona secondary. Trevor Lawrence is currently Pro Football Focus PFF's lowest graded quarterback, 47.8 through 2 weeks. He leads all signal callers in turnover-worthy plays and uncatchable pass rate. And I've noticed now Mac Jones, Justin Fields, rookie cards trading more than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is now trading the same as a Zach Wilson. Those guys have fallen because their teams are losing, because they're throwing multiple interceptions on a weekly basis. And so I think that this could lead to some positive, touchdown progression or regression, meaning that he should be able to play better. He's due for a big game, right, guys? And if there's any big games, this should be it, because Arizona's secondary is not that great. The high-end plays like passes to Marvin Jones Jr. have flashed on his tape, but he's also making too many mistakes right now in an offense that isn't doing him any favors. And the current over-under for this game is 52. We know Trevor Lawrence has got the ability to throw the ball deep, but more importantly, I want to talk about guys on the other side of this ball. I want to look at right now selling Kyler Murray rookie cards high, right, for a profit, no doubt. I'm going to list that one for probably around $140. Buy it now. because obviously slated for another monster game here. DeAndre Hopkins, absolutely want to have those guys listed going into this weekend. Also, Christian Kirk, want to have those listed if you own any Rondale Moore because you ripped him out of some 2021 product. Go ahead and have those listed as well. He's emerging as the number 2 threat right alongside of Christian Kirk, and all those guys are going to gash up that Jacksonville defense. That's what I'm looking to sell out of that game right there. The next game I want to talk about is my guys, the Tampa Bay Bucks, traveling to Los Angeles to play the Rams at 425 on Sunday. The current over-under is the highest on the slate at 55.5. So all the Vegas insiders are thinking that this game is going to turn into a shootout. And I mean, can you argue against that? You have two high-powered offenses here, and the Tampa Bay Bucks are only 1-point favorites. So this is going to be slated to be a close game. The matchup to watch here is going to be Chris Godwin against corner Jalen Ramsey. I was thinking potentially they'll put Jalen Ramsey on Mike Evans, but it looks like Jalen Ramsey is going to be slotted up against Chris Godwin, who has run a team-high 62 routes from the slot for Tampa Bay this season. Godwin leads the team in targets, receptions, receiving yards, and receiving first downs entering this contest. But Tom Brady could look his way less this week given the matchup. And it's going to be interesting because we don't have Antonio Brown either, which we put on the outside a lot. So I like to look at Scotty Miller for this weekend to have potentially a big game. Mike Evans, if he's not going to get that Jalen Ramsey coverage, then I love Mike Evans in this game. I also love my guy Leonard Fournette, who is definitely emerging as the clear alpha running back, and his run in the playoffs and the Super Bowl for the Bucks last year was absolutely historic, and this could be a huge game for him. In the run and receiving game, we've seen that he's still very explosive, and his cards were very, very underpriced in the offseason, so I was able to pick up a couple gem at 10s, and this could be a monster Leonard Fournette game out there as, the Rams front seven, led by Aaron Donald, try to put a ton of pressure on Tom Brady. Well, he could pick them apart with Leonard Fournette, who could explode down the field, make some huge plays, and Leonard Fournette's cards absolutely could go up after this weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and list those and have those ready in anticipation. On the other side, absolutely looking at having Cooper Kupp rookie cards going, as he's definitely seen a big increase in his rookie cards after the first 2 weeks here, guys, of incredible top 3 wide receiver performances the first 2 weeks. So he's been Matt Stafford's favorite target, but I certainly want to have Robert Woods and the 2020 rookie Van Jefferson, the incredible route runner from University of Florida. If you have got those at very low prices, go ahead and have those listed, because this game is slated to shoot out and be a high-scoring affair with an incredible highlight reel. There's going to be a ton of TV coverage and eyeballs on this game across the country against these two top-ranked 2-0 teams. All right, so the other matchup I want to look at selling guys, being ready to sell guys in this matchup, is the Seattle Seahawks at the Minnesota Vikings. This is another game with a 55-point over-under, a game where both high-powered offenses and great pocket passer in Kirk Cousins, and one of the best deep balls in the game from potentially future Hall of Famer, likely to be a future Hall of Famer, Russell Wilson. And this game is going to have another huge amount of eyeballs, big implications. That NFC West is such a tough division, and you got to think Arizona's going to win Sunday. The Rams are trying to win. They're 2-0, and Seattle is right there. They had a tough loss last week in overtime to Tennessee. They're looking to bounce back. We know Seattle is going to continue to let Russ cook because that defense is pretty soft, guys. Teams are scoring points left and right on Seattle, and Minnesota has been scoring points against all their opponents thus far. They've been scoring a lot. So this is a big game. I look for huge highlights from Russell Wilson. On the other side, I'm looking for potentially huge highlights from Justin Jefferson, potentially the rookie KJ Osborne, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook if he's healthy. If not, Alexander Madison's going to be heavily involved. But if you've got some Dalvin Cook rookie cards, I want to have those ready to go. certainly, I had him. I had him out. Let me see. Yeah, another guy who's been right up there with Cooper Kupp through 2 weeks is Tyler Lockett, Russell Wilson's favorite deep weapon when DK Metcalf is getting that alpha and that double coverage. Tyler Lockett, he just always finds a way to get open. He's got such great hands, and this guy is an incredible route runner and a deep ball threat with how good Russell Wilson has a chemistry with this guy. I've seen a considerable increase in demand for even rookie cards like this, a Finest X Fractor. There's so many different options from 2015 for Lockett, but I want to have this listed for sale in a buy it now format because it's likely Lockett could blow up again in this game where I think Seattle's going to win this game. They're definitely desperate for a win here to stay in contention in that difficult NFC West division. And that's a monster division in the NFC. And so I want to have Tyler Lockett cards ready to list. Also, DK Metcalf, of course, want to have those ready to list because DK Metcalf has been relatively quiet through the first 2 weeks, and this is a huge, explosion spot for him potentially against Minnesota. And what is Vegas is considering should be a high-scoring affair, and you can see it, right? I mean, teams have been scoring against Seattle, teams have been scoring against Minnesota. Now you got two high-powered quarterbacks and offenses with tons of weapons going up against each other. The other two matchups I want to talk about are the primetime slots. Primetime slots have a ton of eyeballs, ton of TV coverage. We've seen a lot of demand. Look at last night's game. There was approximately 100 sales leading up into the game, and even this morning on Davis Mills, the Texans quarterback, who's on a losing team, and they're likely not to make the playoffs this year. They've got offensive line struggles like you would not believe, and their wide receiver core has been decimated with injuries, and Brandon Cooks is the lead dog there. And Davis Mills flashed some nice athleticism. Shout out to my guy, Filthy Collector. We had a nice little side bet going last night for a fat pack of Donruss. He's in our Quest Rookie Card League. I said, listen, if General Mills gets more than 20 fantasy points, I'll send you this fat pack of Donruss. But if he doesn't, then no harm, no loss. I just get to rag on you some more on the internet, on YouTube. So this one's for you, Filthy. You got some serious balls for playing Davis Mills last night against that stout Carolina defense. He put up 10 points, man. At the end of that first half, that little 2-minute drive they had at the end of the first half was incredible. So I commend you for standing strong by your five-star high school recruit from Atlanta and Davis Mills. And it'll be interesting to see where he goes. But like I said, 2021 rookie, this guy had about 75 rookie card sales from the game last night and this morning. And Chuba Hubbard didn't have a whole lot, but at the same time, he's not a quarterback. And there's hard to fill in the shoes of Christian McCaffrey, who tried to do a fancy stutter step, high step move and pulled his hamstring. So I don't think he'll be out too long, maybe only a couple weeks. So people haven't really jumped the gun on Chuba Hubbard, who did look really good in college, by the way. He's explosive. So moving to this primetime slot Sunday night, Green Bay at San Francisco. This is a huge game. I definitely look for Devontae Adams to get going in this game. It'll be interesting to see if Josh Norman comes to play, what that San Francisco secondary can do. But I look for Devontae Adams to get going in this game against San Francisco in what Vegas thinks should be a 50-point over-under. I'm looking for Green Bay to get going against San Francisco. On the other side, I'm looking for Brandon Ayuk to get going against Green Bay. As, Deebo Samuel should get that alpha coverage. I want Brandon Ayuk to bounce back in a big way this weekend, and it's got that potential in this game that could turn into a shootout. So those are some of the guys I'm looking for there. And you may even be able to sell some Jimmy Garoppolo for a profit from this game if he can get going with the Brandon Ayuk and the Deebo Samuel and the George Kittle, right? So the other game is Monday night, Philadelphia at Dallas with a 51.5-point over-under. And I love this game because of the market size of both of these teams is absolutely huge. Philly against Dallas with two high-powered offenses. We've seen how good Jalen Hurts has looked so far this season, right? Jalen Hurts has looked incredible. The The arm has been there. The accuracy has been there. The deep ball's been there. Quez Watkins has been involved. Jalen Reagor's been involved. Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith. So I'm looking to go ahead and list my Jalen Reagor short print cards. I'm also going to look at and list a lot of my Jalen Hurts rookie cards because there's a lot of eyeballs on this game. Tom Brady and the Chargers were able to put up points. Now, it wasn't a lot because the Cowboys defense is better this year, but I look for the Philadelphia Eagles to put up some incredible highlights on Monday nights from some guys that we have not seen their true ceiling yet. So I think Monday night could lead to a significantly increase in demand for a lot of these rookie cards from the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. So on the other side, I'm looking to go ahead and list CeeDee Lamb rookie cards. If Amari Cooper suits up, he is the alpha in that wide receiver group. I'm looking to go ahead and list Amari Cooper rookie cards. I want to try and sell those for a profit from this game. As Dallas is 1-1, they're still very much in contention. So are the Eagles. They're very much right there in contention in that NFC East division. So this is a big divisional matchup, huge amount of eyeballs on this game that I think can lead to a lot of demand for a variety of these guys. So we're talking CeeDee Lamb, Dallas Goedert, another guy that has looked incredible through the first 2 weeks, even better than Ezekiel Elliott. And I think that, he's going to have a lot of hype going into the game. So I want to go ahead and list them now because I was buying them in the preseason for very low, and that's Tony Pollard. And I've seen a significant increase in the value of his rookie cards based on the performance from him in the first 2 weeks, right? And so these short print cards that are rare and the supply of them in the marketplace is very limited, can disappear very quickly. And when I bought them, I bought this for around $5 to $10 in the preseason before the season. This is now a $20 to $30 card, and so that's my strategy. And so these are cards that I'm looking to go ahead and list in a buy it now format above current market value in auctions and see if I can capture any of those impulsive, gotta have it right now buyers when they see the game, they see the highlights, they see the big plays on the field. So ton of eyeballs in that game's got a 51.5 over under. So those are my big matchups this week of guys I'm looking at listing. There's also some athletes that are flying under the radar massively right now. And if you want to hear of who I'm talking about and some specific down in the weeds auctions and listings that you can take advantage of right now that I know are well under market value, and I'm starting to plan for the end of the season and the playoffs, go to patreon.com/footballcards, get access to the bonus weekly Auction Sniper article and the backstage pass and the early access, and you will be able to get those picks before everyone else. Shout out to Victor, a new Patreon over there. We're at 22 members strong right now. Go to patreon.com/footballcards. Show your support. Take advantage of all the bonus content. Love you guys. See you in that next video. Peace. Let's see what we got. Kind of nervous about this matchup going to Los Angeles to play the Rams. No AB, COVID. So I've got, if you see my hands above my head, that's because I'm holding my phone, and I'm going to bring you into what I got going on here on my desk. I've got a lot of work ahead of me today. Let me actually do this. This is probably the best way to do what I did with my phone. New offer from Sutton. Okay. Well, we might have to talk about that one. Or more. Let's put it this way. You're going to be able to sell for a profit easier on those players from the Arizona Cardinals because they are 2-0, because Kyler Murray has played incredible so far this season. So the Jaguars have shown a proclivity to allow production through the air early this season.